Good morning. Welcome to the John Mendola Show here at WILK. Well, we're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Service. We have locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, and Hazleton. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning on the show as we get ready for our last week for the summer as we talk local sports, high school and college. And we got a new University, Wilkes University soccer coach, the men's coach, Mike Perrin. He's coming up in just a little bit. Chris Ritzik is going to join us from Holy Redeemer as we talk about what the Royals have done. An incredible job in the state playoffs in baseball. Also going to talk about a free football camp coming up in a few weeks. Jared Grahowski football camp, a special teams camp. Mark Glowinski from the Seattle Seahawks will be joining us in just a little bit. Well, let's check in right now as we talk powerlifting to start things out. And Claude Welcome from Abington joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, John?
Doing well. Well, you do it every year. You have a great group of kids there, it seems. You just keep replacing, replenishing, you name it. But another fantastic year and really had some good accolades for these young men and women.
Oh, yes. This year, and by luck, the High School National Powerlifting Championship was held in Scranton. So we really didn't have to travel. We had 7 competitors from Abington Heights. Matt Devine placed first in the 123-pound weight class. Bodie LaCoe from placed first in what we call the JV division. We had Kayleigh Tokash, who placed third in the 123-pound girls division. We had ARLA Davis, who placed third in the JV division at 148. We had Hannah White, placed fourth in the varsity division at 148. We had Sean Kane. He placed fifth in the JV division at 148. And we had Ben Knox, who placed third also at the 123-pound varsity division. So we had 7 competitors and 1 national champion in the varsity division. And this has been our best performance ever at a high school national meet.
It's hard to believe it's the best ever because you've had so many good teams and so many good lifters over time. But it sounds like you have a lot of depth and youth to spread around for years to come.
Yes, we do. We have with us today, too, we have 2 underclassmen. We have Kayleigh Tokash, our senior, who's been with us 4 years. And I'd like to mention out of her 4 years at High School National, she has medaled 3 times. And the medal at the High School National is you have to place 5th place or higher from everybody across the country. So that's a real good accomplishment. And we do have one of you losing 2 people as seniors, Matt Devine and Kaylee. Matt Devine, who's really exceptional. He's won 3 out of the 4 years at High School Nationals. Last year he faltered a little bit and came in third, but this year he moved up a weight class and came in first again. And everybody else is underclassmen. Well,
that's great to hear, and of course to see these young men and women come in and get the dedication. Of course, practice-wise, you still have that same routine you do, Coach. You put down a few days and you get pretty serious about it, and then there's some time off. So you work pretty well with some of the other athletic things going on there at Abington. It seems like you have a pretty good schedule and a great routine.
Oh, yes, it is. Right now we're going basically into our summer, what we call conditioning schedule. We go 2 days a week, and it is intense. People, will come to the practice and feels like it's been a 2-hour practice when actually the conditioning might last only 15 minutes. But, you get what you put into it. And these people are really dedicated, and they give their heart into, the total workout. And we have a saying, it's, don't cheat yourself. Finish the workout. Don't cheat yourself. No matter how long it takes, finish it and complete it, and you're only going to get better.
Well, we'll ask you a little bit about each of these young ladies and of course, Bodie, a young man here, as we get to them. So tell us a little bit about Kayleigh Tokash before we speak with her.
Okay, Kayleigh started as a freshman, and I used to say, she came in as a little girl crying, surrounded by these powerlifters that had been going to national championships. And, I think she felt out of place. I think after 2 or 3 weeks, though, she became accustomed to everybody, started to like it. Her first year as a freshman, I believe it was down in Texas. She placed. She medaled, I believe maybe it was 2nd place. She was in the JV division. The following year in Wisconsin, she placed again. Last year down in Florida, I believe, she was out of the medal ranking. But this year, she moved up a weight class also. And she came in 3rd at the national meet, which is really outstanding. I got to say, for for 3 out of the 4 years she's medaled at the high school nationals, and she's off to James Madison. She's a real bright girl, and hopefully she continues in the sport.
All right, great to hear. Kayleigh Tokash here on the Mendola Show as we are driven by McCarthy Tire Service. And Kayleigh, obviously you've worked hard at the powerlifting, but you got to have fun while you're doing it. Talk about what you enjoy about it.
I really just love the atmosphere that comes with it. You meet so many great people, and powerlifting has really opened my eyes to the world. I have been able to travel around the world, and this past summer, actually, I was invited to compete in St. Croix, so I got to experience that, and it was just amazing because you meet so many great people, and everyone just shares the same love of powerlifting, so you can all relate to each other. You know the feeling you get when you go up on the platform, so it's really great.
Talk about how you got exposed to powerlifting, and then I guess once you get under the eye of Coach Claude Welcome, then it becomes, I guess, a pretty good habit because he's had a lot of success with student athletes over the years.
I was actually pretty afraid because I was called down to the principal's office my freshman year, and I didn't know what I did wrong. I was panicking, and then he just said, well, the football coaches have kind of heard that you were into CrossFit because I was in middle school, and I guess they told Claude, and Claude was interested in me, and he recruited me, and the rest is history, kind of.
Well, it sounds like a great story, that's for sure. Talk about some of your lifts, what you really enjoy about each power lift that you do, each different lift you have.
I think each year I have kind of excelled in different ones. This past year, I think I've really gotten the hang of squats. I've gotten up to 210, and that was a long time coming. But last year, I was really good at deadlifts, and benches have always been a struggle, but deadlifts and squats are always a good time because you really just amaze yourself with what you can do.
Well, it's great to hear that you're doing great stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the next step for you, James Madison University.
Yeah, I'm going there. It's been my dream school since I was a freshman, and unfortunately they don't have a powerlifting team, but there have been plenty of girls who have graduated that I've met throughout the years, and they go on to college, and even if the college they go to doesn't have a powerlifting team, they start it. So I would like to see that happen, maybe start a powerlifting team at James Madison.
Well, sounds like a great opportunity. As far as some of these underclassmen, what did you try to do as a leader this year?
I definitely tried to recruit as many people as I could, and I tried to just encourage them. There was never a time where I would belittle them, things like that. I would always try to encourage them, do the best that they can do, because I knew they had it in them.
And as far as the family support with powerlifting, was it something that everybody was kind of on board with as well?
It was, because my dad got me into CrossFit when I was younger, so he was enthusiastic about the whole powerlifting experience. He went with me to St. Croix, and my mom has always been so supportive, and she knows how much I care about it, and she was always at meets when she could make it. And I actually have my younger brother. I got him to join the powerlifting team this year.
Well, it's great to hear all the positive things that you're saying. Of course, James Madison University, a great university, that's for sure. And Brian Shore from Delaware Valley did a great job in the national championship with football. So there'll be some local flavor down there with you, Kaylee, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
All right, Kayleigh Tokash there from Abington Heights, third in the nation in powerlifting. Incredible feat, that's for sure. Claude Welcome, we welcome him back in, the coach here for the Abington Heights powerlifting team, and ARLA Davis is who we're going to talk about next. Claude, so tell us a little bit about ARLA.
Well, ARLA, again, we kind of recruited ARLA. She started as a freshman for us. ARLA plays a number of sports at the school, so sometimes working her schedule in working out with the powerlifting is a little complicated. She plays field hockey, she plays basketball, she's also on the track team. But ARLA finds time to come over and complete in her workouts. I really think she's dedicated in powerlifting and really wants to excel into it. And again, she finds time to do all this at one time. She's a 4-sport athlete at Abington Heights.
Wow, that's a lot of sports. Let's welcome in ARLA Davis here on the Mendola Show. And ARLA, let's first talk about all those different sports that you're working there at Abington Heights.
Well, I've been playing field hockey since about second grade, so this will be my 10th season coming up. And actually, my first coach ever was Bodie's mom, and she really got me into it, and it's just something I've been enjoying for so long because I made a lot of, really close friends along the way, similar to, how many, how I'm making a lot of friends here at powerlifting. Like me, Hannah, and Kaylee are very close now, just over the last 2 years. And then this is my second basketball season coming up, or I've been playing basketball for 2 years, I mean. And then track, this is my second year doing track too. And I played softball for numerous years before that.
Well, you're involved in a lot of sports,
Yeah.
that's for sure, so you're busy. But where does the powerlifting fit in as far as being one of your favorites?
Probably definitely in the top, especially over this last year. Going to high school nationals really exposed me to some really good competition and opened my eyes to a lot of the different opportunities it has to offer, like post-graduation and even like in high school still. And like I said, I made like a lot of friends along the way. Like I feel like we're a pretty close-knit group because there's not necessarily a lot of us, but like we all get along pretty well for the most part. And I've learned to like really love it just because it's so different than all my other sports I've ever played, and it's just a really different environment, really different sport in general. Like the muscles you're using are a lot different than you would use in like field hockey and basketball and anything else. I really enjoy it, I have to say.
The challenges of powerlifting, what are some things that you find challenging about it?
Well, definitely starting out, I think I had higher expectations for myself than I realized, and it was a lot tougher coming in than I thought. Not that I thought I was going to necessarily be easy, but I used to like lift a lot with my dad when I was younger, but it's a totally different thing from weightlifting. Like powerlifting and weightlifting are just very different things, and so I think I had higher expectations for myself. So a little bit in the beginning, like a mental aspect was part of it. And also, it's kind of hard to be a powerlifter and be tall at the same time because you have to move the weight a little bit further than everyone. And so being a basketball player, I have a little height for me, and that was a little bit of a challenge. But you learn to overcome it with other obstacles, too.
Also, third in nationals for you. Talk about that whole experience of what it was like, the atmosphere.
High school nationals was definitely very different than any other meet I've been to, like, locally. And I think just because, like, there were so many more other people, like, usually at our meets, there's usually only, like, 9 to 10 girls total, like, not just in, like, one singular weight class. And so seeing a lot more girls involved was really cool to see, like, just from all over the country. And I know one girl in my weight class was all the way from Alaska, so it's, like, really cool just to see how, like, it's really popular in other states and all over the world, kind of, too.
And as far as going forward from here with all these different sports that you're competing in, you're just going to do as many as you could until your schedule gets too filled up. But is powerlifting something you think you'll continue?
I would definitely love to continue it. I mean, I love all my sports, but I think powerlifting will probably be something I go into after I graduate high school or something just along the way. It'll always be a part of me.
Well, congratulations on a fabulous year, being third in the nation. So great job, Arla. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, that is Arla Davis from Abington Heights, and Claude Welcome, the head coach for the Abington Heights powerlifting team. We have one more fella to talk to now. It is Bodie LaCoe. And Claude, tell us a little bit about Bodie.
Well, Bodie LaCoe was exposed to powerlifting from his brother, Dalton. And as we know, Dalton's been a multiple-time world champion, national champion, collegiate champion, high school champion. And Bodie, as his younger brother, would go to the meets and watch him. And Bodie has the goal to break all of Dalton's records. One thing that Bodie has going for him that Dalton never had, Dalton never started powerlifting in high school until he was a junior. Bodie started as a 7th grader. Bodie has the foundations and the knowledge about the lifts down that took Dalton till his senior year to accomplish. So Bodie has a head start on Dalton. He is a JV national champion this year in the 114-pound weight class, which I'm going to say he probably only weighed in at about 107 pounds. People, if they would see Bodie, and I'm going to say Arla and Kaylee here, don't have the idea what these people look like. They probably think they look like bodybuilders, and they don't. They're busy surprised at what they look like and how much they can actually lift. But Bodie has a bright future, being that he started young and has a good foundation already.
That's awesome to hear. Well, let's welcome in Bodie LaCoe here on the John Mendola Show from Abington Heights. And Bodie, let's talk a little bit about what you really enjoy about powerlifting.
Well, I really enjoy just going out there and having fun with everybody, and I like going to practice and seeing everybody and seeing Claude and having him tell us our workouts and everything, and going to the meets and just seeing all the new people and having the competition and everything. It's fun.
And of course, you're starting to get more attention, I'm sure, as time goes on. I remember your brother in the beginning, from the first interview probably to about the 8th or 10th interview, that experience of getting out there, meeting different people, and being able to talk to more and more people. Talk about seeing more attention from people as you get a little better at this powerlifting thing.
Well, it's definitely different. It's kind of a shock not knowing all these people, and they're telling me good job and everything, and I just have to tell them thank you, I guess. And I don't know, it's different experience now, a lot different from when I started. Thank my brother for getting me into it, but
eighth grade now, you're going into 9th grade, but being first in the nation, I guess, in the the younger division there, what was that like? Talk about some of the lifts that you feel pretty darn proud of.
Well, I kind of feel really proud about my deadlift and my bench. Those are the ones that I feel like I could do the best in. The deadlift I could do the most in, and the bench I do the least in, but I still like the bench because, I don't know, just something about it.
Talk about how much you're pulling in that deadlift, weighing in about 107, 110 pounds or so.
Well, for the last meet that we were at, I just deadlifted 370.
That's pretty darn awesome. That's for sure. How about some goals that you have coming up ahead? I'm sure that 400-pound mark is something that is in sight in the near future.
Yeah, I hope next season I'll be able to deadlift 400, and hopefully I'll be able to set some new personal records and everything.
And Bodie, as far as being around your teammates there at Abington Heights and Coach Welcome, what's that been like?
It's been great. I love everybody that comes here. Love everybody that's on the lifting team. They're great to me, and they're great to each other.
Well, congratulations on a fabulous job and being first, and we wish you the very best going forward, okay?
Nope, thank you.
All right, Bodie LaCoe from Abington Heights, just in 8th grade, heading to 9th grade. And Claude, looks like you got a great group here, and as you said, a bright future and continued success your way, and a speedy recovery there for yourself as well on your health.
Thanks a lot. One thing I like to mention too, the team excels a lot and they work hard, but they also help other people. Last year, Kayleigh Tokash, we held a demonstration meet workout at our school for special needs kids, and she arranged all that and had different people come in, and we show them how to do the lifts, and I think they had a really good time. Members of our team were there to help guide them through the lifts and everything, and I thought it was a real nice part that Kaylee did put on for us.
Always well-balanced student athletes there at Abington Heights, and Kayleigh Tokash, Arla Davis, Bodie LaCoe, great to talk to them. And Claude, great to see you again, and continued success.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Claude Welcome, the head coach for the Abington Heights powerlifting team. What a fabulous job he does year in and year out, and has some people, again, competing on the national level. We come back, we'll talk Wilkes University. They have a brand new men's soccer coach, Chris Ritzik from Holy Redeemer, will join us. We'll talk about a free football camp coming up in Wilkes-Barre, the Jared Grahowski football camp. And we may also try to squeeze in some Hazleton area softball this morning here on the show. Let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Jen Ricky Loophole. Break like a good neighbor. Jen Ricky Loophole is there. We'll be back at WILK